let's smooth it out, okay? And so instead of 4 steps, turn it into 1 step if you can. Whip your leg through. All right, let's do our technical get up. So, okay, triangle your legs and then sit forward onto your shin. Okay, yes. So you kind of pop your hips up, rock forward onto your shin. Nice. Okay, now let's just do hip extensions. All right, time, guys. Okay, and so I want to kind of go. I'm gonna go back over the Kimura. We did it on Monday, but I'm gonna do the Kimura again, and then I'm gonna talk about kind of more about the Kimura position in general, and like kind of the stuff we can do from that Kimura position. Okay, and so let's go back over. What we do when their hand's low here, we kind of catch them here, okay? And so it's gonna look like this. Do a couple different angles here so you guys can all see, okay? And actually, we didn't go over this one technically on Monday. We kind of went over the arm bar instead. And so, right, if I'm from here, I'm pointing my hand over her stomach, right? Getting my elbow over her stomach, and then I'm pushing myself away from her, dragging her on her side. Okay? And now I'm going to kind of turn my hips towards her head, sliding my knee towards her head, and then I step over, putting both of my knees down. So I'm like pinching her with my knees. Okay? And now, right, my arms are not in the right position. I got to switch my arms. Okay, and grab her wrist. And now I'm going to try to break any grip she has, put her hand in her hip pocket, and then slowly finish that Kimura there. Okay? Now, one thing that helped me when I was learning Kimuras And something I don't like to do when I'm teaching is I don't like to show you guys what not to do. Like I try to always show you guys what I do. I don't really like to go over what not to do. But in this one instant, it kind of did help me to kind of think of it the other way, the wrong way. Okay? And so we'll go back through it and then I'll talk about that one. Okay? And so we're starting in side control with an underhook. Okay? I'm kind of turning my hips down, my hands coming over her head. I'm putting my hand on the mat, and then I bring my arm across her stomach. Okay? And now I'm dropping all my weight in my arm, kind of leaning on her. Right? All my weights, I'm like squishing her from here. And now I turn my hips towards her head. I put my knees over her head. Okay? And so now I'm kind of pinching her with my legs. Okay? And now, what I was talking about earlier, what I don't like to show you, but you'll never do a Kimura and pull with your hand. Okay? That's how you know you're backwards. Right? Is if you grab her wrist and you find yourself pulling. That's never going to be a Kimura. Right? Always in a Kimura, the hand that's on her wrist is always going to be pushing, shoving it through. Okay? And so when you guys get to here, your hands through, you got to lift your arm up and then switch your arms. And then make that grip again. All right? Because if you go from here, you'll find yourself making a figure four, but you accidentally grabbing over her wrist and you have to pull to finish. All right? And so you'll never pull to finish a Kimura. Right? You're always pushing to finish. All right? And so whenever I found myself doing that, I knew I was wrong. I was like, oh, I got to switch my hands somehow because I was pulling it. Okay? And that's the reason I said it that way. For some reason, that helped me learn this. It was like to never pull Kimuras. Okay, guys? And so, let's go head facing this way. No, let's go this way. All right. So I'm here, hand over her head. I bring my elbow across her stomach. I pull her all the way on her side. I baseball slide towards her head. And I put both of my knees down right here. All right. I push my arm through. I switch my grips, putting her hand behind her hip pocket. She's making a little grip here, guys. I just want you, if it's easy to break, then break it and then put it behind her hip. And then from here, push your hand towards her head. Okay, guys? Do you have any questions about that? All right, I'll give you guys some time to work on it. You can watch Hannah and Tessa work on it, and I'll watch you guys work on it, okay? Let's try this out. So Jason's doing Lovato one. That's okay. Lovato. Nice, Anna. You gotta wait. Be patient. Huh? the side, step over, knees down, switch your arms. Nice, Mark. Jason. And then Logan, pull him on his side before you step his head. Okay? And then put all your weight in that arm that you're holding him. And now pull him on his side and put all your weight on him. There you go. That's all right. So that's pulling, Elena. Yes. There you go. Now switch your grips. Hold on, switch your grip. Nice. There you go. That was it. That was it. Yep. Nice. All right, guys, let's bring this in. All right, that's as good as we're going to get. Okay, and so, unfortunately, when we do a Kimura this way, their hand is always in a position to like make a grip. Okay, and so a lot of times when we come up, they're going to have their grip. Okay, and so we're here, right, and right away she can even make a grip there, right? She already feels this Kimura coming, and so she makes a grip. That's okay. So we're here, we're getting back to here, okay? We're gonna switch our arms, and now this is where it's gonna change, what I want you guys working on, okay? Let's scoot forward a little bit. Yeah. All right, perfect, okay? So we're here, and she makes a grip, okay? Now, to break this grip, what I've been doing, guys, is grabbing her forearm, okay? So I have her wrist, right? And now I'm going to roll, trying to twist her hand down, right? You see that? Where I'm rolling my knuckles, like, see the face of my knuckles right here, right? On that grip. So you can see my knuckles. I'm trying to roll it into her stomach. See that? And so whatever grip she had, and now it's starting to come apart, all right? And now I'm going to pull it forward, breaking her grip, okay? And now, instead of like keeping it out here and coming back, right? I want you guys just rolling your knuckles forward, breaking her grip, and then putting it on our hip pocket, okay? From here, I'm going to morph into this position right here, okay? So we're going to work on two things. I'm going to talk about that position more. Okay, so we're still doing our normal. I'll do it once. All right, we're in our Kimura. I pull her off. I put all my weight on her. I step over her head. But now we're here, right? And she makes a grip, right? And so I got to switch my hands, grab her wrists and grab my wrists. Okay, any grip she's been making here, guys, I'm grabbing their forearm and then rolling their forearm open. You see that? How I'm twisting her hand in her own grip there. And now I'm pulling it forward to break it. Okay? And now I'm putting her forearm on her back in her hip pocket. Okay? And now, let's turn her again so we can get this other part down. For my finish, guys, once her hand's here, I'm putting my elbow on the mat and then I'm dropping my hip next to her hip. So now I'm starting in this position. And now I'm punching away my foot, stretching out her ear as I slowly start punching her hand behind her back. Okay? And so with that finishes, there's a couple other new things going on. I'm stretching out her neck. Okay, making it like tighter on her shoulder. And then I'm blocking her. I'm just in a really comfortable position for me, a really uncomfortable position for her. Okay? And so we'll go through this a couple times. In a couple different positions, right? And so we're starting like this. Put my hand over her head. I pull her on. And from here, I'm like dropping all my weight on. I slide. Sometimes if her hand's like close, I use my bottom knee here to slide open her arm. You see that? And then I step over. Pitching my knees. Okay, we switch our grips. Right, from here. And now I'm rolling my knuckles forward and then pulling her hand down towards her own hips, breaking that grip. Okay, and then we put her hand in her pocket. And now, sorry, let's move again. Once we're here, right, I'm putting my elbow down behind her bottom and kind of sliding my knee up towards her head so that I'm on my right hip. Okay? Right? And now there's a little bit of room between my knee and her head. So I'm going to push her head down with the side of my knee, stretching out her ear there. Okay? And now everything's tight. She's almost ready to tap. All I have to do is start pushing her hand towards her head and she has to tap for me. Okay? So I'll have Tessa walk through it here. Okay? So my hand was low. She put her weight. She stepped over. But right away, I know Kimura's going, so I come make a grip. Right? Strong grip. She switches her grip. And now she rolls my wrist forward and then pulls my hand forward, breaking that grip. Putting her hand to there. Awesome. Now she drops this elbow behind my butt. Yep. Awesome. And now she pushes her knee down on my ear. Yeah, stretching out all that. And now she slowly pushes my hand towards my head. And I'm way less flexible at that point. Okay, guys? So a couple details. Rolling that grip forward and then how you're finishing it. Okay? I'll just go over that one last time. Just from the finishing position. So we're here in our Kimura, right? Her hand's on her. Sorry. I roll it, I break it, I put her hand here. And then my elbow goes to the mat, and I kind of draw my hip towards her hip, right? Stretching out her ear as I start finishing that. Okay, guys? Just another, just a few extra details for this Kimura, right? Sometimes you're going to get it and you're not going to have to think about it. Sometimes you're going to have to break that grip. Sometimes you want to be in the best position possible to tap them out. And so it's just kind of all that together. Okay, guys? So see if you can add in those two details and then we'll do something different. Okay? Let's try it out. Try it out. Let me see. Can't see me. Just rolling those knuckles forward. Cool. And then, yes, Anna, that's right. So the other way, Anna, you had it. You had it. So your right elbow in front of his butt. Your left elbow. My bad. Yes. All the way to the mat. Nice. That's it. Exactly. Awesome. That was cool. Oh, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. I know what time. You're being patient. Good boy. Go back upstairs. Go back up there. Go on. Go up there. Let's see, Stacy. So close. All right. Yes, Stacy. And now, your left hand grabs your right wrist. Stacy, let go of your belt and grab your right wrist. Oh, under his arm. Yes. Okay, now put his hand behind his butt. Yes. Now take him a little bit slower than that. A little bit slower than that. Yeah. Yes, thank you. And now put your right elbow behind his butt. Yep. And now drop your right hip by his hips. Yes. A little, no, drop your knee by his head, but your hips by his hips. Your right knee by his head, but your hips by his hips. Yes. That's so good. And now slowly push his hand towards his head. Take care of him. Nice. Nice. That was good. You're coachable. Sanji showed that position the first turn, or the first seminar I saw with Sanji. He showed.
It'd be so much harder to understand a whole body laying on top of you versus just trying to draw them out. That's easy. Giant will lay off of you. You're not doing either.
Yeah, I love the step over choke and this is basically step over.
Professor, are you calling this like overall technique the Lovato? Is that what I heard you say?
No. This would just be the Kimura sequence. The other Kimura we did on Monday when we were attacking the frame. Remember that? And then we trapped his arm with our left arm. Right? We bump it and then trap it. That's the Lovato style. That's the one he's known for being really good at.
Okay.
Okay. And so just a little bit difference of Kimura. When you do it off the frame, that's the Lovato style. And that's the kind that the Lovato one's the one I tend to go for more is because I like to attack frames. When someone's framing on me, like I was saying, I get excited about that. And so if I can get someone to frame on me, then I'm usually pretty excited.
something cool can happen.
Yeah, Topolo's coming. See some more knee bars. All right, guys, let's bring it in. Okay. So let's start with this way. So let's just start in our north-south Kimura, guys. And have your belly face it. Actually, let me spotlight me again. Focus. All right, I'm spotlighted. Yeah. Okay, I think it's gonna have to be right here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're in the north-south Kimura, and she has a grip. Okay. And now let's turn a little bit like this. Right. Okay. So we're here. Okay, I have my figure 4, but she makes a grip. Okay, so I felt like no matter what, sometimes guys, people become really strong right here. All right. Like sometimes you're gonna find that no matter how you turn their wrist, you just can't break that grip. Okay. And so when I find that situation, I'm gonna immediately quit fighting them. Right? They want to squeeze really hard. That's fine, whatever. And so right away, we can just do an Ezekiel. There's an arm triangle here too, but I think we'll just do the Ezekiel today. Okay. So we're gonna start back in our north-south triangle. Okay. And now I'm just gonna punch. I'm grabbing the wrist. So let's see. We have the figure 4, okay? I'm going to keep her wrist for a second. I'm going to let go of my wrist and punch my hand all the way under her head. See that? And so I kind of open up and punch my hand through. Okay? Now I grab on the inside of my own sleeve. Right? After I punch my hand through, I grab on the inside of my own sleeve and bring my hand over. Okay? And then I like to step up here and extend both my arms. Okay. So here we go, Jeremy. You're asking about stepping up on those Ezekiels before. It's a good time for that. But it's not necessary either. You don't need to either. And so you have your Kimura here. You're making too much of a grip. I'm going to open up my knee and punch my arm through. Okay. Grabbing on the inside of my own sleeve, I karate chop over her neck, okay? And now I'm just gonna extend both of my arms as I like lean back towards her hips, okay? Very powerful Ezekiel when they're defending too hard, right? They made a grip on their belt, they grip somewhere, they grab their arms together. That means they're not protecting their neck. Right, and it's really hard to stop me from putting my own fingers inside my sleeve. Like, I really like this transition because if you can get your hand under their head, you either have an arm triangle or an Ezekiel no matter what. And it's really powerful. It's really good stuff. And so this Kimura, just getting good at setting it up should make you more proficient at like 3 or 4 other submissions. Really, okay? And so we're here in our Kimura, and then I punch my hand all the way down behind her ear, right? Grabbing on inside my own sleeve as I bring my hand over, right? I'm extending my arms as I lean away. If your foot is still in front, then I'm like pushing my body away. Okay, we'll just go over that one. That's fine. We'll have Tessa try it once here. Right, she's in a good north-south Kimura. I had my wrists together. She's not breaking my grip. Right, so she steps open her knee and punches her arm down under. All right, right here, I am so late on a couple of different submissions. Okay, she sees the Ezekiel, so she chops her wrist over, extends. Nice. Okay, guys, let's try that one out. See if you like it. Let's try it out. Break on 2, 1, 2. Yeah. You can land. Wow. Yeah. So, Anna, yeah. Step up your right knee, but punch your left arm under his head. Yep. All the way under his arm and then in front of his chest. So under his arm, in front of his chest, but under his head. Yep. Yep. Keep going. Punch your whole shoulder and everything down under his arm. And now that hand, that same hand that's under his head, grabs inside of your sleeve. And now your right hand's going to come on the top of his neck. Yes. Keep that sleeve grip and now extend both your arms. Nice. I love this stuff. I love teaching jiu-jitsu, guys. I love it. So cool. Let's watch Anna. Nice. So he won't break that grip. Step up your knee and punch your left arm down. All the way under his head. Nice. Now that left hand goes inside of your right sleeve. Right hand comes above his ear. Nice. And extend both your arms. Yes. Nice. Awesome. Can't break that grip. Punch it down through everything. Yes. Awesome. And now step up your right leg too, Anna, in front of his head. And now push down on the mat. Yeah. And then see how, look at my screen real quick and see how, okay, so I put my fingers in, but then I want to try to get the blade of my wrist right along the jawline right there. Okay. So if we like start putting like it flat or even at an angle, there's more surface area for the pressure to be spread out on. And so you want to take the thinnest part of your wrist possible and put it right on his neck. See that? And that way when you extend, you're extending blades into his neck instead of like a flat watch surface. And so you were doing it almost right. I just want you to turn your wrist just a little bit more towards his neck if you can. Okay. And then two, get your fingers in and then try to make a tightest grip as you can. Like if your fingers start coming extended like that, then the choke's a lot harder. So try to punch your arm as deep as you can through and then make a tight fist. Sometimes you can't do it with a pinky. And so just do those 3 fingers, but a tightest fist as you can. Okay. And then blade your wrist in and then extending through like that. Like you got him to tap. Okay. But now focus on just curling your fist forward, making a straight, and then blading both your wrists in.
Okay. No, I was gonna ask that because my fingers were falling out.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll try the fist thing.
So yeah, I make that grip, and then I try to roll my knuckles like forward.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll try that. Thank you.
Yep. Punch. Fingers inside. Awesome. Nice, Mark. your grip there. You know, I don't care about four fingers. You can leave your pinky out. Just curl your wrist forward. So get that other one. I'll make a ball there. And I'll rotate. Yeah, that wrist is good. No, that wrist good. No, just make sure that you're not sacrificing a crappy grip here. Like I'm making sure that that's strong. My wrist is straight. I'm not bending anywhere. My fingers aren't here when I'm trying to finish the choke. And I know some people's sleeves, like some of the kids, their sleeves aren't just, they're just not big enough to do this choke. Like they can only get one finger in before. And so.
True taped all times. It hurts my pinky.
I know. Very close. 5 more minutes. You're fine. All right, time. That's good, guys. So, did you guys have any questions about anything we did today or we've done in the past month and a half, 2 months?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Well, it's good to see you guys. Was that a question mark?
Yeah, I got a couple if I could again.
Yeah, of course.
When you're doing that move where we're doing the spin to punch under the neck,
Yes.
what is their bottom hand typically doing? And are you doing something to kind of pin that so it can't come and block you, or?
Usually this is successful because they're so concerned about the Kimura, right? And so usually by the time they go defend the Ezekiel, they're already too late and they can't, right? Because I'm trying so hard. I'm selling the Kimura, right? Like I'm trying the Kimura, and then by the time I come to here, like her hand, she's way too late to stop. You see, and so I would say to answer your question on that, what to do about that bottom hand is just drill it enough to where you're so fluid with the transition they don't have time to react.
Okay. Thanks. Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of times I use both hands to defend.
Yeah, and that's for me. Like a lot of times, I'm not gripping my gi, right? Usually, I'm holding my wrists together when I'm defending a Kimura, right? And so my hands are busy trying to defend the Kimura, and I'm relieved when they go for something else that I don't have to do the Kimura. I'm not thinking about what I need to defend. I'm like, I don't have to defend the Kimura, even though it happens to be into another choke or something. Like, I'm so glad I'm not getting Kimura or I'm out of that north-south position. But, you know, that being said, if you do this move enough to some person, they'll probably come up with one count or another, but that's only because they know you're going for the Ezekiel, you know what I mean? And then that being said, there's 3 other submissions off the top of my head that you can do from the north-south Kimura position. And so for them to like read into the future and guess the right submission that you wanted is going to be really hard, right? Because that same thing, like I said, there's an arm triangle there. If you defend the Ezekiel, I'm just going to arm triangle you, right? And then that arm triangle actually is there's another arm in rear naked choke thing that you can do from there too. That's super painful. And so for them to have the foresight and know what submission you're going to attack is really tough. So it's a good question. It's just I don't see them being able to defend that. Okay.
Yep.
Second question.
Is side control also Keisugatami, or is that something different?
The difference for me is hips up and hips down. Okay. And so Keisugatami is going to be like this. Okay, and then side control is going to be here. Okay. And I think something I do is reverse Keisugatami. I don't ever say that. I don't use the Japanese lingo at all. And so
Okay.
From my understanding, it means your hips are facing up. Okay?
Thanks, Professor.
Yeah. Is that what you think? Is that what you thought?
Yeah, I think it's more like judo music. They land like that.
Yeah, I think it's.
But you give up the underhook and side control, so
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu it's not the best option. It's okay for some control.
Like I said, I like to use that position from a reverse, where my hips are facing her hips. Like I'll be there a lot, but I don't like it from here because she just walks her hips away from me and then starts pushing on my chest, and she can reverse it really easily. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
We show it's like simple headlock defense. Like that's like a headlock position. And that's kind of why we don't show headlock positions, because they're easy to reverse. Okay? And so I do like my hips up when they're facing their hips. All right? And that it makes it a lot harder for them to switch it or reverse it. Good question. Thank you. Anything else, guys? Jeremy.
Yeah, Professor. So on the last one we did, I noticed like Anna's natural reaction was to kind of press her head against the floor, and with all the friction in the gi, it's kind of hard to get the arm through. I wonder if you're like tilting them in a way or something to like make that easier, to make that transition smoother.
When you watch Marcelo does this, it's almost violent. Like he just like punches his arm through.
Okay.
But besides doing that, some of it will be timing. Sometimes your fist is in the way, so you'll learn how to like lead with the side of your wrist right there. And I can pretty much drive the side of my thumb, my wrist through anything. Okay? And then if you do like it, it'll probably turn into more of a no-gi move.
Okay.
And you'll probably end up doing arm triangles.
Got it.
Okay? Because it's really hard to stop no-gi. I feel like the collars do get in the way. But really, I only thought that way for the first 4 or 5 years. After you do it, the collars, they're not as big of a problem anymore. Like, yeah, they're in the way, but if you want it, you'll make it work. And I hear you, like, it's easier to defend. They can just flatten it out. But like I was telling Mark, a lot of times you're going to catch it in a surprise. Like, they're busy defending the Kimura, and they're not too worried about their neck. I think Anna was anticipating the choke, and that's what was making it a little bit harder.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, probably. I also had another quick question on the second one that we did, where you...
Ending in the cool position.
Yeah, like stepping across the ear.
Yep.
Is there like I kind of felt like I wanted to windshield wipe, like an armbar escape, to get that leg off. Is there a way out of that? Like, if you get that leg off, does that even help you really?
Yeah, if they get the leg off, then we're kind of talking about what we were just talking about, reversing that Kesikatami position. So if we're here and she's able to like get to here, and then she can like keep walking her hips out, and she might be able to get up on top. Mm-hmm. Depending on it, like if you're trying to finish that Kimura, you can like pull them on top of you sometimes if they get that leg out. But let me say that again, like being in this position, guys, once I'm here, like I'm pushing my foot down. See how I'm like using the side of my foot and I'm stomping my leg away? There's a lot of pressure behind her head and on the side of her head where like she's contemplating not even moving, right? I'm like stretching out her neck. She's just kind of waiting for me to tap her out at that point. And so like her head is not free by any means here. She's got a lot of work to like disengage that pressure from the back of my head. And it felt like she just put herself in a Kimura worse. And so I'm not simply just placing my leg on her head all lightly, right? I'm like really trying to stretch out her neck. And in doing that, it kind of glues it to their head, where you might feel like it's kind of a loose position there, but she's really stretched out to the point where like she's ready to pop. And then when I put on the pressure from the Kimura, like she has nothing to do but tap.
Yeah,
That makes sense?
I felt like I could get the leg off, but even if I did, I felt scared for the arm.
Yeah.
Like if they're fast with that, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I've been developing that position because of the step over choke. So when I have a collar in, right, I'm like here, right? And so it's the same like finishing position. I'm just here with the arm. See that? So instead of me choking her with the side of my leg and the collar, I'm in that same position, but I'm finishing the Kimura. So I think the more you're here, the more comfortable you'll be here, and you're not going to worry about them like using their other arm to throw your leg off. And if you do, like, I'm not going to just, if they like start to escape from here, I just let go of the Kimura and then like grab their head and come back into side control. I'm not going to let them get out or escape the position. Okay?
Okay.
Anything else, guys? All right. Well, it's good to see Sierra. As long we didn't get to see your face, but I'm glad you're here watching. And everybody else, keep it up. Keep up the hard work. It's good to see you guys. Good to see you guys again, Anna. Sorry I didn't get a hold of you the other day. Tried calling you. Just to say hi. We're just calling.
Yeah, I ended up calling back and leaving you a message too. So we're playing tag a bit.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Yeah, again, it's really good to see you guys. Saturday we're gonna have a special kids class, so be looking forward to that. And then keep checking in on the Jabera Facebook group and checking your emails. If you guys haven't been getting emails from us, it's most likely because you aren't checking your junk mail. For some reason, it's been going into junk mail. But obviously, you guys have got a hold of us somehow. So, that's all the announcements I got. So, good to see you, Sierra and Jamie. Good to see you guys. Yeah. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, let's go ahead and stand up. Attention stance. All right, guys. Did you guys work hard today?
Yes, sir.
You guys work hard today?
Yes, sir.
All right, nice job. Oh.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, nice job, Anna.
Professor.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sierra. Jamie, good to see you guys. Thanks, Nick, Elena, Mark.
Thank you.